I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
And this is the entire freaking village because we're doing a live stream as we're recording.
Yes.
Show me another reaction channel that does it and I'll show you a damn liar or a thief because we're the first ones that came up with such a brilliant idea.
We're so smart.
We're so smart. It's actually Sori. It's completely Sori's idea. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to listen to a band called Nanowar of Steel. And the name of the song is Norwegian Reggaeton, which is very, very interesting. Reggaeton, I used to listen all the time. Well, if you're dating Spanish girls in New York, you're going to hear some reggaeton. You got to move around, blah, blah, blah. This combination of that in Jamaica, you know, reggae, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, a Norwegian version of reggaeton is very, very interesting to me. I cannot wait to see it. You, dear listener, are listening to this song brought to you by
the big homie Daniel.
The big homie Daniel. Big homie Daniel. The big homie Daniel is brought us this song. So shout out to him. How did he do that? You say. Well, there's multiple ways, dear listener. Sori's favorite way is the filthy capitalist option, which is what our brother Daniel did. 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You get to hop, skip, and jump in front of everybody, and you get to choose what song that we do and what version of the song that we do. And if you do that 3 times, you get knocked down at 75. I'm pretty sure he's at the $75 tier. Yeah, he's at $75 right now. If you're not a filthy capitalist like Sori and you're a good community guy like me, you do my favorite option, which is a community option. $1 that gets you at Patreon. You get to do an alliance. I'm sure you guys have seen the alliance picks recently. They come together, and that helps determine what songs that we do too. You combine your points. Also, depending on what tier you're on, when our debut video comes out featuring Sori, because we're in a band, you're going to be able to watch the exclusive live listen before everybody else. So there's that. I think there's going to be like, 20, 25 people, and then they can bring a +1 or something like that. Okay. Having said that, let's get right down to the cookies. Norwegian Reggaeton, Nanowar of Steel. Let's go. Full screen.
Yeah. You drew my heart and my blood is spilling, babe. Like oil from a platform in the North Sea.
Uh-oh. She heard
You
us.
fish me like a whaler in violation of international treaties, babe. DJ Charlie. Now I'm in an Oslo state of mind, honey. And you burned my soul like the Phantom of Church in June 1992, babe.
You burned my soul like
All
the
I want to
church,
tell
baby.
you is,
That's the beat.
Oh, okay.
Cuba Libre Midnight Sun. Summer fiesta at Ragnarok Beach. You were dancing like a polar killer whale when your bloodthirsty eyes crossed with mine. Corazón vikingo de Santo Domingo, la iglesia quemada, la piña colada. Vamos a bailar con the Vengan bar. Guerrero cubano, bailar y pagano, tomando mojito en el sacrificio. Vamos a bailar.
Something sacrifice. Varg! Shout out to Varg! Shout out to Miscegenation. How you feel, Varg? We have children as well.
We do.
Is ready, won't you get on board? Well, I probably fell in the depths of your fjord. When the storm is raging and your body shaking, pull my pole tight and you ain't get no aching. Your breakfast is ready, isn't it good? Can't steal my money, Norwegian wood. I'm swimming against the stream, I don't care. I'm soon getting there when there's a monster.
Nórdico latino, que luciferino, mata al enemigo, pero despacito, vamos a bailar en la playa del mar. Cintura con mi armadura, Satanás me sube la temperatura, vamos a bailar el maligno ritual. Profanar la tumba,
Grease and Dark Throne. He was jumping on their boat.
He slapped the guy! He slapped the guy!
What? She slapped him?
No, he did!
The golf girls all out of
Reggaeton.
Hey, hey!
Boy, he's washed up on those
All his
shorts.
Coronas, he's all washed up and shit. Paco de Lucifer, Muhammad Abdul. Look, Paco de Lucifer. Go, 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 go. I wanted to see those
What?
names.
Don't
I
touch
wanted
the
to see the names.
You can go back.
Yeah, it's just the
Oh
the
my
cast.
gosh. Wait.
You ruined it. Paco
You'll
de
be fine.
Lucifer. There it is. Mr. Bafo.
No, you ruined it.
There it is. Mr. Bafo, Luis Boto El Gato, Senor Loco, Bella Figuera, and then all the dances. Holy moly. That was really, really good. Guys,
Baby,
you guys, you have got to watch that video.
watch. He slaps the guy in the face.
Where?
Okay,
So he's smacking all their
No,
booties?
yeah, after he smacks their booties, it comes back on. And the guy, I think he's like looking, and the other guy slaps him right across his face. Right over here, watch us.
Oh. You gotta put that as a screen cap. Him
Oh my word.
using their booties as a bongos. That'd be great.
Except that our children also go and pick monkey where I edit. Daniel, what a strange song. He said,
Yeah, you can delete it after. Delete it after Pink Monkey. Okay, so okay, so these guys are a band, right? Nanowar of Steel. You drilled my heart, my blood is spilling, babe. Like oil from a platform in the North Sea. You know, like an oil spill.
Yeah.
You fished me like a whaler in violation of international treaties, babe.
oh,
You know, you can't do those
you can't do that, yeah.
Now I'm in an Oslo state of mind. And you burned my soul like the Fantoff Church in June 1992. Remember when they're doing all those church burnings and all
Yeah.
that shit?
Yeah.
That's probably what it's about.
Yep.
All I want to say is Hivisilai Tar Os, which means until the light takes us.
Oh.
Which is the name of it's the name of that documentary about that band, Mayhem. Remember we watched at the very beginning of the channel about the black metal band? About people like, you want to see real black metal?
Yeah.
So, you know, like it's all these references to
Yeah, a
you
bunch
know,
of other stuff.
Yeah. Hypothermia, Cuba Libre, Midnight Sun. It's funny because, you know, like, they're from Norway.
Uh-huh.
So if they're like
hypothermia.
dancing around and all that
Oh,
stuff
yeah?
and t-shirts and all, they'd get hypothermia. You see what I'm saying? Like, if they were doing all that stuff really in Norway. But the funniest thing about that video was like the goth girls, like they had no rhythm. And like,
Oh, I have no rhythm, so I couldn't tell.
no, like you could tell, like the Latin girls, they were doing their thing, but there was like this one goth girl, she was completely out of rhythm and she was trying to like booty shake and all that.
Poor her.
There's nothing more awkward than a girl trying to booty shake and they got no rhythm. Like it's just the most awkward, silly.
Why would you tell me that?
I'm just saying. It's just you know.
Oh, that's so awkward.
you gotta you know, give him an A for effort. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was hilarious.
I feel slightly embarrassed for her.
Corazon Vikingo de Santo Domingo, the heart of a Viking in Santo Domingo, I guess is what that means. La Iglesia Quemada, La Piña Colada. Vamos a bailar con Detsom Angengvar. I don't know what any of this stuff means.
We got pina colada out of it.
Yeah, we got pina colada, and baila means dance. And then he says Hellhammer Ivarg, which I'm assuming is Hellhammer's a band, and then, you know, Varg. Varg
Yeah.
is
You were
the
like,
guy.
Varg.
Varg was the
Yeah.
guy in Mayhem, and then
Yes.
he bodied his buddy, and he
Yeah, I
stayed in a
remember
nice
that.
little hotel in Sweden for a couple of years, and now he's off. I think YouTube banned him, actually.
Too extreme.
No, he wasn't saying anything extreme. He was just saying Africa's for Africans and Europe is for European people. Like, he's a pan-European. Like, I'm not seeing
Can't
it.
do
I'm
that,
not,
though.
I'm not seeing. Yeah, Umar Johnson can do that. Umar Johnson can come and say Africa for the
I've already
Africans.
told you why this is.
That's bullshit.
Well,
That's complete
maybe.
bullshit. But, none of the people that were, crying for Trump were crying for the big homie Varg. I was, so I shed a tear for the homie when he got banned from YouTube. Shout out to the homie. That's why I was hugging you.
I know. I knew exactly what you
Hey,
were doing.
Varg, hey, let's do an interview, buddy. We're on 2
I
kids
know.
already.
We're willing to meet.
Completely polluting the stream, Varg. Shout out to the homie. And then he's got all the, the Freudian stuff. My Drakkar is ready. Won't you get on board? While I proudly sail in the depths of your fjord. Mm-hmm. When the storm is raging and your booty is shaking, hold my pull tight, you won't get no aching. I don't think that's a good line, bro. Like, I don't think that helps you. Your breakfast is ready by sunlight, isn't it good? It comes with my morning... Anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed this idea. And I'm really, really happy that these guys, said, hey, let's just do... you can't take yourself so serious all the time, bro.
Well, yeah. No, I think it's good. Have some fun. And I actually like the end of the video when they were all singing together.
Yeah.
Still, it looked like, they shot their video, but they were still having fun with each other.
Well, at the end, they were having the Latin booty shaker girls do some windmills, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That was really, really cool. It was a picture of Varg that they burned when he was pretty young.
I was
they
wondering what that was.
And then it got
he
reincarnated
pulled
into some
himself
slick
out.
Cuban guy.
I thought it was himself.
It might have been himself. I'm not sure. Shout out to Varg. I'm not mad at Varg. I mean, I'm mad at you for killing your friend, but I guess your friend was trying to kill you. So, I'm not mad at Varg. But they completely, they thoroughly dissed him.
Just checking to make sure Daniel's not in the comment section.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they did. They went after him hardcore.
He's just not somebody that you could take serious after a song like that. It doesn't matter how badass you are. He's got a body count, but you can't be a bad. They just made a whole song about you, girls are booty shaking, all that shit. But I just love the cross cultural stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love it. I love
See,
it.
I don't know enough about them to know.
No, I'm not saying you don't have to it's just a culture of the goth thing and the dark
yeah.
thing.
Okay, yeah.
And trying to be
That was funny.
And it's funny because each group has their own brand of sexuality that if the other group tried it would just look weird. Mm-hmm. So for pop Latin girls the booty shaking and all that and but then for the goth people it's different, right? It's this whole interview with the vampire type sexuality that if a girl from Truman High School tried to do that shit, it'd just be weird, bro. It's yo, what are you doing, shorty? What's wrong with you? Did you just bite my neck? I'm bleeding. What's going on? But when we go to 14th Street to hang with the vampires, there were girls that would do that. They bite you. I'd see that shit. We go to these Shadows clubs or whatever is what they, Shadows Night or whatever.
Bite somebody till they bled?
Oh, yeah. Girls are crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. Cocaine over here, girls over here, girls make over here. Insane shit. Yeah. But it was all that whole energy was but nobody thought it was weird. You know what I'm saying? But if you would have went to a house.
Well, I don't necessarily think it's weird. I just think
you're one of those. You're one of those. You get crazy like that when you get in certain moods.
I just wouldn't to be honest with you, I would be less likely to bite somebody. Or you in this situation.
Somebody. It would be really sad if somebody just convinced you to. If you just did that for someone.
I would be less likely to do that because I feel like I don't have a good gauge for what's too much. So I would err on the side of caution and not bite too hard because I don't want to bite a chunk out of your neck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, shorty. Yeah, I had a girl that was in that whole scene. And I remember being at the club and watching that whole, and I just turned to shorty. I was like, "Don't do that shit." And the reason wasn't because I wasn't necessarily feeling it. It was just because I knew
it might go too far.
That she would go too far. And then I was not gonna go to freaking Montefiore Hospital with a freaking gash on my neck, fucking bleeding, and then they'd be like, "What happened? Did the bloods get to you? What happened? You got shot? Things ran up on?" Nah, bro, it was, we were, whatever, and Shorty, bit me, and now I'm about to go into the next world. I really felt like I would survive all the bullshit that we survived, and that shit would do me in, and I was not gonna have it. So I just looked at Shorty. I'm like, don't do it. Every time I would get cut or something, she'd want to suck the blood. Like,
yeah, what? No.
I swear to God, well, I'm telling you the truth. Yeah, she was crazy. But that was
okay. I think that's just 1,000%. It upsets my stomach. Was there any bit of that you were okay with, or you were not okay with that at all?
Well, I mean, there's certain trade-offs. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, it's fine, because there were. But here's my point. My point is, if we went to a party like in the Bronx, and somebody tried to do that, it would just be so weird. It wouldn't be sexual at all. Like you wouldn't even. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if somebody from the shadows, if somebody from the Bronx, house party vibe, went to a shadows party and was doing all the booty dancing, it would just be weird. People would be like, oh. You know what I'm saying? It's really weird how your culture even affects things that are involuntary, like, your sexuality, like what you're attracted to. Because I'm telling you, these girls, they were all serpentine and shit, doing all types of crazy shit at these shadows clubs, and it was the energy was very, very sexual. But if they would have done that shit at school or in the locker room or whatever, people would have been like, yo, that girl's weird, bro, look at her. Nobody would have been attracted to that. And at the same time, if you'd have brought some booty dancing, hood rat up to the shadows party, dudes would have been like, what's happening with her? Looking all like a living person and stuff. It was just weird.
I don't know, just weird. Babe. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. I hear what you're saying, and obviously I haven't been in a lot of those environments, but
you haven't been in that environment at all.
Well, not
You've been in environments and girls are drinking blood,
not
doing
like
cocaine
stuff
and
like
shit?
that. No, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if somebody goes into an environment and does the opposite of it, it doesn't necessarily maybe you're right, maybe it wouldn't, but I feel like
I don't know if it's the opposite. It's just not. It's not the opposite. It's just something that just doesn't belong in that world. Look, I experienced it. I saw it. That's the thing. You can't tell me. I saw it. And to a normal person, a girl that's got a bloody face or whatever and all that.
Oh my gosh, that makes me feel so sick to my stomach.
Right, but I'm telling you, if you were in that environment and that whole vibe, I'm telling you, it's just different. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe there's some spiritual stuff going on, but it was it looked completely appropriate, and it was completely normal, and it was completely whoa, look at that, and people were like, holy shit, blah blah blah, and people, it was just a weird environment. Now, granted, there's a lot of drugs involved, right? So people were just really going off doing crazy shit out there in those clubs, but and I was always completely lucid because we had to go.
That's why I'm confused.
We had to go through.
Thought all that stuff
we had to go through Harlem. We had to go through Harlem to get back home. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was always lucid because I'm whatever, but. Yeah, it was definitely, I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely an alluring type of situation because people had no sort of there was nothing off limits at those clubs, man. It was crazy. So, but I was also at, hood rat parties and hood rat clubs in, the Bronx and all that, and that shit would have never been, people would have literally escorted those girls out. They would have been like, get out of here. And the same thing the other way. I don't know how to explain it, but that's just how it was. But anyway, it's just very fascinating how, you think that you're in control of your sexuality and you think that you know what you like, but a lot of that shit is cultural, man. It's just like No,
you just said it in a way that it is not cultural. Because you just said, if you're over there in that scene, I feel for some reason it's making my stomach really upset, the blood.
Well, that's because it's nasty. It's nasty as hell.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm good with rolling with certain things, but that to me, just the thought,
I'm glad.
I really feel sick.
This pleases me. Because I was scared to even say it because I was like, oh, she's going to get an idea. And then I was going to have to go, no! But I'm glad. But what do you mean? How does it prove that it's not culture bound?
Because you just said that when you were in that environment, you thought that was hot, and then when you were in the other environment, you thought that was hot.
Yeah.
So it's not a cultural thing where you're like, culture defines what you think is hot.
Yeah, but if that girl at the Shadows Club was to go to the Hood Rat Club and do that, I wouldn't have thought it was hot. It would have been completely out of place. And the booty dancing, whatever, at the Shadows Club, it would have been like throwing ice water on the whole situation. And we see this too, like in certain groups of people, like very rail, thin, skinny girls, you know, that don't have any bums. Mm-hmm. And then there are other people that like shapely women that have bums. And you can't control that, is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of that shit is cultural conditioned. Like, what's sexy to one person is gross to another person. See what I'm saying? And you got some girls starving themselves to death to look like one, and the other ones, you know, shooting themselves up with all types of crazy. It's like, it's not we're having like the discussion is way too serious for how funny the video is, but it's just.
I feel so sick.
It's just very fascinating to me how you know what is considered sexy is really culture bound, and many of us really don't have much control over what we consider to be, you know, a sexy moment or whatever. But holy moly, I love the song. It's a 10 for me.
See, I'm not sure if, because they're right, the song Bloody Kisses, what was that? I mean, obviously, but I guess my mind didn't, I don't know.
What do you mean Bloody Kisses?
Well, look, the song Bloody Kisses, that's a Type O song.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
But I was good with that.
Right. Because he created a vibe. Type O has a certain type of vibe. So when you listen to Type O, you know there's a certain type of vibe, and it's a goth vibe. So you're in that mind state, so you're good with it. But if you were at a club, like when we were in LA, and we went to a club and blah, 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 and then somebody says, Bloody Kisses, you'd be like, oh, hey, what are you doing? Right? Exactly. It would be all out of place. You'd be grossed out. But if we went into some club and Zonia was like, look, it's going to be Type O negative, it's going to be blah, everybody has to wear dark green.
I still don't think I'm good with like a literally bloody kiss. Like, remember we watched that?
No, I don't think you would be necessarily. But what I'm saying is the mood that going to a club that plays Type O negative and like that's the club, there would be things in that club
that would be okay to you because you're
that would be considered sexually alluring. That outside of that context would be, you would say, ugh. That's all I'm saying. And it's just a real.
Ben, it's almost as if sexuality isn't objective, which means Vin has been lying the whole time.
Well, yes and no. See, Ben's world is so simple that you know. We're talking to people in the chat because people are reviewing the song with us. But yeah. I love the song. It's a solid 10 for me.
I think it's a 9.8 for me.
It probably would have been a 10 if I didn't talk to her about the Hidden Shadows parties that we went to.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that information, honestly.
Well, I told you I wasn't a fan. I told Shorty, like, don't do that with me. You can't do that. You can't.
Yeah, but you said seeing it was alluring to you, and I'm very surprised about that.
Not seeing that specific moment. I just told you that, but I'm saying the entire atmosphere was extremely alluring because the entire atmosphere was charged with that type of sexuality. But you're in that music or whatever, it just puts you in a certain type of headspace. You even said it. Like somebody said, the whole bloody kisses.
Yeah.
The whole bloody kisses thing.
I never sat on Valhalla and looked down upon other people.
You never did? That's all you did. Your nickname was Judge-O. What are you talking about?
Not about this subject.
I just told Shorty. I told Shorty, I was like, yo, don't even. She was very disappointed. She was extremely disappointed.
I feel so sick. Honestly, I have to stop talking about this. My stomach is upset. It's very much
Becky's like, I'm glad I missed the song. If you, dear listener, are missing out, all you have to do is subscribe to us on Facebook and Instagram. We're going to try to give everybody a 2-hour notice for when we're going to be doing this, like, a lot in the near future because I have a lot more time on my hands. Rate the song, loser.
I already did.
All right. Red Bull at Midnight. It's true.
Oh my word.
It's true.
Can you just end the song? I want to move on to another one.
We gotta end the song. Vin out.
Sorry, out.
Go.
Hey villagers, this is Archero and I'm inviting you to the Village March Madness Tournament. We're doing this as a fundraiser and to get together as a community and have a little bit of fun. If you're not familiar with March Madness, it is a 64-team college basketball tournament. The teams all play in single elimination round tournament style. Final winner is going to be the national champion. There's going to be a page set up on the ESPN website where you can make your guesses who's going to win each game. And we'll have a private group set up just for our village to compete against each other and see who predicted the winners best. To participate, it only costs $1. And all of that is going to go to help other villagers who are in need right now. This is all going to be happening in mid-March. More details are coming very soon about the dates, prizes, and how to join. I'll see you guys there. Keep it metal.